Here is a short Matlab video illustrating how to use arrays in Matlab. Arrays and matrices are basically the same in Matlab. And in this case, I've created a script file called arrays.m. And the first thing that I have in here is an example matrix or array. It's a 3 by 3 array. And so you can enter it as I have shown it here on the screen. You would not need to put each of these things on separate lines in the script file if you did not want to. It would also be okay for all of it to be on the same line, but still with the semicolons between each row of this matrix or array A. The thing that often might be necessary when dealing with arrays is to be able to access individual numbers from that array. And so inside Matlab, in this script, we can find the value at position row 1, column 1 by using capital A, parentheses, 1, comma, 1, end parentheses. And so the basic scheme is that we can access any number out of that array by using the variable and then parentheses and then the row value, comma, column value. We could also do this for row 3, position 2. That would give us the value of A 3, comma 2. We could also grab an entire column from A, and we could do that by selecting the entire all rows for column 1. And we do that by, in this case, using 1, colon, 3. Matlab allows you to use this range of indices to indicate that you're wanting to select all of the values between 1 and 3 and from column position 1. And we can put that into the variable capital A1. We could also get the entire row from A, for instance, row 1, columns 1 through 3. And of course, that would give us row 1, which is 1, 2, 4. That would give us a row vector, whereas capital A1 would give us a column vector. We can also use this idea of accessing arrays with indices programmatically. For instance, if we wanted to sum up all of the numbers in the first column of the matrix A, we could first create a variable to store our summation and start it out at 0. And then we could create a for loop where we go from I equal 1 to 3. And we could then, every time we go through this loop, we can sum up the values in the A matrix for the current row I at column 1. And so ASUM is equal to ASUM plus A, I, comma 1. And after running through that loop, we would have 1 plus 4.4 plus 7.2. Let's go ahead and run this script and see what some of these various values look like. So we've run the script, and in the command window, it just executes the name of the file by running it. And then we can look at, for instance, A11. And in that position, we have a value of 1. And so, of course, Matlab prints out to screen the value of 1. We can also look at our access to the third row, second position, and that would be the value A32. And we get out the value 8, which we can see is correct. We can look at the entire first column from A by typing in capital A1, our variable for that column, And we get all of those values from the first column in that column vector we've created, 1, 4.4, 7.2. We can also get row 1 of the array A. And we see that it grabs the rows, or I should say just that single row, 1, 2, 4 are the values for that row. Lastly, we can look at the sum of all the values in column 1. And it turns out to be 12.6. And that looks correct because if we add this up in our minds, it does indeed sum up to 12.6. So hopefully that helps you a little bit with how to use arrays in Matlab.